Hey, what's up, guys? This is my game against Monticello. It happened about 4 weeks ago, but we got the game taped pretty late, and I'm finally editing this up. So, yeah, you guys enjoy. Should be a good one for you. So, first touch here, just heading this back down to my left back, and we can just build here. Just making sure that we don't lose possession, especially higher up the pitch there, where we can put a dangerous attack together. He's going to play me this here. I'm going to push it back to my 6, who's going to play my center back, because I recognize that there's a lot of pressure on my back, so I'm just going to try and get them to move the ball over, but they play this a little bit slower than I would like them to, and then we don't really take advantage of the recycling of possession. So this ball doesn't quite find me there, and I'm just putting some pressure there, and then forcing them to play backward or play into pressure. So it's just a good placement for pressing. This ball is about to find me. My left back isn't providing the width, so I will. I'm going to charge forward with this ball. This guy has effectively run me down here, and I'm going to push it inside and try and find one of my center mids. We're not quite on the same page, and it wasn't the best of passes. Should probably play that a little bit more flat. Don't put so much curl on it, especially since it was a windy day. But, yeah, it's all right. And Micah almost gets slipped over the top, but the keeper gets to that first and plays it out to his left back. So paused here, you can see me up top. I'm making a good run here, and Matt's going to play the way he faces, but he should play me. You can see me on the left side. I'm in a lot of space. Would have been through on goal. Matt, just don't get tunnel vision once you get the ball there, and that little run off the shoulder is a very dangerous one for me to be making. So that's well done for me. This ball gets popped forward, and here's the first big chance. Micah is going to charge through instead of squaring it, has a shot on goal, but it falls back to me anyway, and I'm just going to follow that up into the net. And I'm going to let about a minute and 55 seconds play out here, because that's all the time it takes me to score a hat trick, and that's just the first one. Yeah, a minute and 55 seconds, that's it. And yeah, just sit, watch, enjoy. There's kicking off here. We're going to put the pressure forward, and they're going to move this ball around. Since they've gone down early within the first 10 minutes, they're going to want to look to move that quickly and get that back, get themselves on level terms before halftime preferably, but they're not going to go, full on at us because it's only one goal. So this is rolled around the wind a little bit, so Matt is able to capitalize off of that poor touch. Absolutely floors this guy. That was hilarious. And it falls back to me, and I just whip that into the corner. Excellent finish. Keeper is well off his line, so it was a pretty simple goal to score. But yeah, even if the keeper hadn't come out, if Matt squared that back to me and I took that kind of shot, the keeper would definitely have some trouble. So yeah, that's definitely a well placed finish. A lot of whip on it. And that's well done. And now they're a little more eager to kick off. They're going to take that quicker, putting the pressure forward again. And our diamond midfield, we're playing a 4-4-2 with a diamond midfield. And the diamond midfield is just cleaning up, getting that ball really quickly. And DJ's going to play out here to my center back. He's going to push this ball forward. My 6 is about to win that, or my 10 actually, sorry. And then we're going to play this ball forward, and my 10 is going to see my run, put it over the top, rolling around the window a little bit, and I just get on the wrong side of the center back. I actually reach around him to tap the ball away from him, and then I can put that in. A little bit of a poor response from the keeper coming out. Should probably come to collect that a little bit earlier, but I think I've done well there and put them in a sticky situation where the center back is actually the one who makes the mistake. So now we win this ball, and Struan's just going to slip this ball through to me. I should probably drive inside here instead of taking this cross. It goes straight to the keeper. And there's not a whole lot of space in between. I should probably drive at the defender, cut inside, maybe even have a shot there. I'm a little too eager to cross that, and it's not a very good cross. And if I'm going to hit it lower, I need to put more power, but realistically, I should probably loft that a bit, and the wind's going to cause some issues for the defense after I loft that in. So this ball comes to me out wide. I'm just not quite catching it. And just to note there, I'm playing as a striker, so my responsibility isn't to provide that width in the first place. So yeah, this is a good instance of pressing, making sure that he can't play the wide man, and he's actually forced to play square across his own box and concedes a throw in deep in his own half. So that's good for me. I've completely closed off that wide channel, and that gives center backs a serious headache. So my left back's going to play this ball forward to me, and I don't really have the makings to take this guy down the line here. I knew he was a bit quicker too, and we ended up winning the winning the ball in the end there, but Monticello won it back, and now we're just going to crowd them and make sure that they have some trouble, and it actually ends up finding Struan and finding Micah after that, who's going to play my right back, I believe that is, out wide, and we're going to get a chance here. Unfortunately, it's he goes for the cross and it hits back off of him and it ends up going out for a goal kick, but yeah, I should probably do better initially there. Again, just a good instance of pressing, make sure he can't go wider there, and then Alex tries to slip me through. I get sandwiched here, and then I just can't quite get to that. That's a bit unlucky. It's a good look from Alex, though. Comes back to me, I play him again. Comes back to me a second time. I sell this guy, go down the outside, and try and slip it through to Matt, but we're not quite on the same page. He's not making the run. But it's okay because we're forcing them to play in some pinch pressure. It comes back to me, and I cross it over to Micah. Absolutely pick out his head, but that's very difficult for anybody to finish. If he were taller, maybe I would have wanted him to take that on his chest, but I put that right on his dome, so it was a good effort from him, honestly, and he was well positioned. So this ball falls out to Matt. This is another instance where he got a little bit tunnel vision. I don't mind the shot there, but if you could see me on the left side of that striking partnership, I was in a lot of space to go forward to goal. So Matt, just make sure you know where your options are. Just closing down again, good pressing, making sure it's tough for him. Alex realizes that that's closed off, so he doesn't play to me and just plays back to my left back, which is just fine. Or sorry, that's my center back, and my left back actually makes that guy. And then I do a little Timo Werner style dummy and take it all the way down the line. Maybe I could have cut inside a little bit earlier. I almost spin away there. It would have been very good if I had spun away there, but it was a bit unlucky. But that Timo Werner style, dummy, getting on the end of it myself is good. I spin away from this after winning that ball, play back to my left back, who's going to play my 10. I'm making the overlapping run. I realize he wants to go down the outside, so I'm making an underlapping run now, and he sort of ends up running himself into the corner, but we win a throw in, so it's all right. So Ethan tries to cross this in, and then I just get in the way of that center back's clearance. Some people would say just let him clear it and give us possession again. I say get in front of those because you could see the way that was spinning. That was headed toward the goal. You just never know where those are going to end up when you intercept them. So it could actually end up going on target. You never know. Matt tries to slip me through here. Matt, that's about a half a second too late. If you're going to do that, you got to do it earlier. I would have actually preferred that you slip John out wide through, and he can put a cross in, and we can all get into the box. But, yeah, that's too delayed on that pass. Matt takes this free kick quick to me, and I'm just going to give it back to him. Make a run around the shoulder, but I think he might get fouled a little bit there. But, yeah, this comes up to Alex, who's going to play me to feet, and then he's going to make a good run. I'm going to play him in, and then he puts in a cross, but nobody's there. Nobody's positioned well. Somebody has to be making that run to replace me while I'm deeper, and nobody does. But Alex has done well to make that run. I've done well to connect with him there. So John gets this ball at left back, and he tries to push it to me over the top. It's way too windy to be doing that. I would much prefer that he slips that along the ground and puts some zip on it so I can sprint onto it. He just overcomplicated it for himself a little bit. So Matt's pressuring this ball out, and it falls to me. I try and push it to him. I don't know if you can hear the tape, but my coach is a little frustrated with that forced pass. But I drive inside, and I slip it out to him anyway. He takes a poor touch here and then has a shot that's just as poor. Matt knows what he did there. The first touch definitely needs to be better to get himself the goal, but I've done well on the second attempt at the pass. I just didn't lift it the way I wanted to the first time. It was a little bit forced too. So I was off for a little bit, and now I'm coming back on. So I'm taking Eli off and pushing Micah back over to the right side. So yeah, I was just off for just a couple of minutes for some rotation and switching around. And we play this back to DJ. So this is an interesting moment. Monticello player has a shot from distance. To be fair to him, it goes on target, but that's never beaten DJ from there. And then we can counterattack pretty quickly. John's going to push this up to me. It's not the best ball. This guy takes a good touch and gets away from me there, but I'm putting good pressure on. Matt's putting great pressure on. Little mistake from the Monticello defender, and Matt's running a goal. His touch just needs to be better there. It's a bit unlucky. And then just pressuring this out, we end up winning a throw-in, which I'll take. And I throw that in, and it's on Campbell. And then kind of a bit crowded over here, a bit overloaded. We need to switch to the other side. And John was thinking about the cross there. Didn't quite work, but it comes over to Campbell again, and he puts the cross in. And unfortunately, that just hits Ethan's hand. So that's a bit unlucky. This ball gets pushed out to me. That's a poor touch. I need to focus more, and now I'm forced to play back to my left back when I could have turned and driven down the line. So I just needed to be more focused there. I was a little bit too relaxed with that touch. Falls to me again. I try and play it back into Campbell. Not really on the same page again. And yeah, the Monticello player sort of swipes at that after he did one of those things where it like touched his left foot first. But yeah, now I'm sprinting out to get this, and I could cut inside there, but I decided to go for the pass to John, and it unfortunately just goes through his legs. Win that again, and then I'm just going to push it back to my left back, making sure that I draw some attention from those two defenders so he can move that ball over, and Matt loses the ball in a bad area here. So now, luckily, it's a heavy ball, and we can stop that counter there, but that's not great. The way that we played out of that was not great. When I played it back to Andy, I wanted him to switch it completely to the other side, and Matt should not be driving into pressure there. So this ball comes up toward the channel. I'm trying to get to that. The right back does well to make sure that I can't quite, but we end up getting the throw-in out of it. And it's a quick counter, and Campbell tries to catch the keeper out. He just doesn't connect with that ball the way he wanted to. He's not necessarily the person you want running in behind. So this ball gets played to me. I play it back to John, and then Campbell's going to just recognize that there's a lot of pressure. And again, this is a little bit lackadaisical for my liking. I want us to counter that a little bit faster. But this ball has come to me. Good little bit of press resistance. I push it over to my left back, John. We're linking up well. And he's sort of spinning out of that, and he doesn't quite find me. I probably should be a little bit deeper movement-wise. And Alex tries to play that same sort of pass that he played for my third goal, but it doesn't quite find my number 10. And then I think Matt probably gets fouled there, and I thought the ref was going to call it, so I stopped. I should have played with the whistle there. That's my fault. But, yeah. It's all right. And now Alex is about to play this into the channel here, and it's just not to anybody there. So yeah, that was the end of that half, and now we're into the second half. Again, just putting pressure forward. It's going to be harder to see me now since I'm on the left side and I'm, going the other way, but I'll do my best with the commentary. So yeah, this ball ends up going out for a throw-in. Monticello throw-in. So this ball gets thrown into me, and I'm just going to hold up that ball and try and slip it over. Micah's making the wrong run there. He needs to come to the ball instead of making a blind run. And then basically the reason I put the ball into that area was if it didn't find Micah, which I was actually hoping it would go to him and he would dummy it. It would find my right back on the overlap, and then he would have a free shot on goal. But Micah just made that run blind, which wasn't the right decision there. So I've switched over to the right side in transition here, and I'm just running through here. Now, I don't mind what Micah does here. Just take the touch and then try and take this defender on go inside and try and have a shot. He ends up, taking a poor touch in a sequence of trying to take him on, which is unlike him. So it doesn't work out too well there, but he should just tap that through to me and I'd be through on goal. But it doesn't matter anyway because the keeper actually actively shoves Campbell in the back, and we get a penalty out of that, which Campbell will take. Well taken penalty above the keeper. It's well done. So Matt's turning with this ball. He plays it to me. There's a lot of pressure here, so I'm just going to take it out of my feet and play it back to my center back, and then we can build there. And then this is what you get out of that, playing the way you face and recognizing pressure. You get a chance off of it. Micah's touch lets him down. It's not a good touch, and he has a shot there. He should cross that. He has 3 options in the box. It's a pretty poor decision, but he's making a very good run there, and I honestly would not mind if he drove toward goal and just took his touch across the defender so he's behind him and forced a foul. But we end up winning a corner, so I'll be taking that. Just normal routine, 3 steps back, left foot out in front, David Beckham style. I actually copied it from James Madison. Put it into a good area. Monticello ended up winning it, but Campbell is able to push this over to me. I take an all right touch and cut it back onto my left foot, and then I find Micah. He's making a good run. He meets that volley really well. He's just a little bit unfortunate with the way it arches, and needs to get his chest over it a little bit. But he met it on the full, so props to him for that. And on another day, maybe that hits the back of the net. You never know. So this ball gets played over by a Monticello defender. I'm just shielding that out for a throw-in and getting into space. Now, I've found some really good space here, but as you can see here, I just dwell too much on the ball. And I probably get fouled a little bit there, to be honest, but I think that's mostly a mistake from me, and I need to just release that ball earlier. So now we got a corner on the other side, and I'm taking it again. Put the hand up, put it into a great area, finds the head of Matt Simonis, and that's a crashing header. I love that from Matt. You guys know that I've been a little bit frustrated with the finishing from set pieces this season. Matt's been pretty quality with it, so I like it. Struan plays this ball over to me, comes to my feet, and I'm just going to win sort of 50-50 there, play it over to Matt, and he's going to play it over to my right back. He's done well there just to hold off the defender. Oh yeah, ball gets thrown into me, and again, sort of a 50-50 type of area, but I play it back to my center back, and he should not be forcing it down that side. He should play to my other center back and build. This ball ends up getting through. I've come off at this point, and they put in a good ball, and Monticello are unlucky here. DJ gets a great hand to it and pushes it over the bar. That's an excellent save. But that's a huge chance for Monticello that cannot be happening. Poor marking. And then again, the marking is just terrible here. Monticello get through, and we get so lucky. The post bails us out completely. That dude was just... If it were literally an inch to the left, that would have been a Monticello goal. We got to mark that. We have to mark that. And Struan gets slipped through here, and the keeper he comes off his line well, and then I don't know if he slips or if he gets floored or what happens, but it comes out to Bay, and Bay just picks that out from range, from the chip on the keeper. That's very well done from Bay, and I think he needed that because he was having a tough game in this game, and that's a very well finished long range effort. This ball comes up to Eli, who's gonna slip it through to, I'm not sure who that was, and that comes on to Bay again, and he gets a brace immediately, which is awesome for his confidence, because like I said, he was having a bit of a rough game, having a bit of a tough time, and that's great for him to get a brace, and he scored a lot of goals this season. yeah, so now I'm coming back in at right back for Luke, and seeing out the last maybe 15, 20 minutes of this game. And yeah. So this ball gets played over into an area where I can intercept. Now I'm just going to play this back to my center back, who's, oh geez, that could have been bad if he had, or if the Monticello defenders had been alert to that, or the forwards I should say had been alert to that could have been bad. But I'm taking this throw it into Campbell, pops back to me, and then I put it into an area where there should be my 10 making a run probably, but it could be one of my 9s as well, usually the one on the right. So in theory, that's a good ball, but it doesn't end up finding anybody, and maybe I should be a bit more patient and recycle possession. I'm not totally sure. So now, just in an instance of one-on-one defending, stay on my toes, make sure that he has to pass that ball because I've got him on lock here. Press him again, and he gets a cross away, but it's not a good one, and I've made it tough for him, so that's just, good body shape in the defending. Not a whole lot that I really did, but just good body shape, showing him wide. So I make sure to intercept this quick free kick. I'm stretching for that a little bit, so I make sure not to take a touch under some tough circumstances and just play it out. I don't clear it too well, but it's all right. It's not a big deal. And then again, just pressuring this, forcing him into an area where he doesn't want to be, where it's really congested, and Ethan's doing well just to contain him here, and we can crowd him and end up putting it out for a Monticello throw-in. And I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I guess it ended up being our throw-in. So I take that, and Campbell just pops it over to Alex. He pops it back over to Campbell, and then it's a header down from Bay, back into Alex, and it's back to Gianni, I think that is, and we can play out there over to Micah. We're going to play it up to Rowan, and Rowan's probably needing to make that run a little bit sooner. But it's a good instance of play where we can just knock that ball around, and it just goes to show you that we're capable of a lot, this team. So I get it here, and I pop it forward to my number 10, who's going to chest that down to my 9. Well connected there. And then Matt, who's playing as the 9 right now, is going to drive inside and play it back to my 10. And I'm back out wide for an option, mostly as a decoy runner, so he can square that back to my 8. And he's going to play that into Rowan. Unfortunately, it's just not the best header. So this ball pops out to me. I should probably be further forward here, but I had a man to track, so I'm not sure, but it's our ball anyway. And I throw this in quickly to Matt, who should do better there. And then it gets called as a high kick. I think that's a stupid rule, to be totally honest, because he didn't really put anybody in danger, but yeah. I make sure to intercept this again. This quick free kick, that was another awkward one where I wasn't too comfortable just taking a touch there, so I just hit it off the outside of my foot and make it difficult for Monticello to actually go anywhere with it. So it's just good positional defending generally, which is fine. And then here's almost a breakaway here. Ethan does well and ends up fouling him, and Monticello try and take a quick free kick again. I'm alert to that. I'm in position really well. I've covered the channel. The ref calls it back because he wasn't having that, and I think he wanted to give Ethan a yellow card for stopping a counterattack, or at least a talking to. Should have been yellow, to be honest, but yeah. This guy wants to cut inside on me. I'm not going to let him. That's what I like to do. I'm not going to let him do what I do. And then I charge forward, and I almost pick out Rowan here. It's really, really close. Keeper comes off his line well, to be fair to him. But if that just has a little bit more curl with it, if I'm just if the wind's working with me a little bit more, for example, maybe that's an absolute dime. So it's a good look, but maybe a little bit impatient considering it didn't work. So I try and dink this over the top to Matt. It doesn't quite come off. He should be making the run. In theory, again, that's a really good ball, but yeah, Matt wasn't making the run, so it doesn't matter. Ethan plays a higher ball to me, goes more to the Monticello defender, and I drop a shoulder feint, and unfortunately my touch is just poor there. And yeah, that ends up being the end of my game. Yeah, so good. Really quick hat trick and assist, and I'm happy with that. All I have left to say is please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.